Thanks for tuning into Singularity Prosperity. In this video we'll be discussing 5G, more specifically what it is and its ability to change our world. Before we delve deep into our discussions of 5G, let's first take a quick look at how mobile networks have evolved over the years to present day. We begin as early as the mid-40s, ranging to the late 70s with 0G, also referred to as a mobile radio telephone. This technology was essentially communication via analog radio, with switchboard operators required to connect calls. For most of the lifespan of 0G, its commercial use was primarily limited to being installed in vehicles as it was very large. Progressing to the early 70s, 0G became truly mobile as the technology was miniaturized enough to be carried by a person, and switchboard operators were no longer required. A few years later, in 1981, the first generation of mobile networks was established with 1G. Radio technology was miniaturized enough to fit inside a single device with no wires protruding, allowing communication devices to take on a more mobile phone-esque shape. 1G, like 0G, still used analog signals, so it was limited to transmitting just voice with speeds up to 2 kilobits per second. Progressing towards the early 90s, in 1992, 2G was introduced. At this point, mobile phones were small and affordable enough to garner massive attention from the general public, which kick-started the mobile phone revolution. 2G introduced digital standards which allowed for short text messages to be sent and had speeds ranging from 14 to 64 kilobits per second. As the network matured with releases of 2.5 and 2.75G, speeds saw increases up to 144 kilobits per second. Moving forward roughly another 10 years, in 2001 3G made its debut. 3G was the first mobile broadband solution and integrated high-quality video, data, and voice, essentially bringing the mobile phone online, with speeds initially ranging from 144 kilobits per second up to 2 megabits per second. With 3G, adoption of mobile phones spread like wildfire. Initially only a product for older generations began to be purchased and given to children as well. As 3.5 and 3.75G standards were rolled out, speeds saw upgrades ranging from 2 megabits per second to 10 megabits per second. Once again progressing 10 years to 2011, we arrive at our current generation of mobile networks, 4G, a true mobile broadband solution. Whereas other generations of mobile networks have added new functionality to our devices, 4G's primary purpose has been to bring faster speeds. This generation has created a world that truly revolves and connects around the mobile experience. Long-term evolution, shortened to LTE, is the first phase of 4G, with minimum speeds of 10 megabits per second, ranging up to a theoretical 100 megabits per second. Now, those theoretical speeds in the majority of covered areas haven't been achieved as of yet. We'll continue our discussion about 4G, its future, how it will improve to reach faster speeds, and more after the next section, as the evolution of 4G is highly correlated with 5G technologies.